Good morning all. I am Gurumala from the Department of English. I am handling the subject Indian Writing in Translation. Yes, the title you have been focused is the final year paper. It's a core paper. The title of our paper is Indian Writing in Translation. So before we get into the title of this particular paper, we should know the concept of Indian literature. As you people know, we are having a heritage of our literature in writing. We have the vast literature. We people are in ancient writing. We have written many epic which was flourished in the field of that Tamil literature. So, when you were talking about that tapestry of creative works from the literature of Indian, we don't have an equivalent of in any particular tradition. Can you look at it? The genre, the language, the content, everything focus on the different area. Look at over here, genre, epic. We have the greatest epic. No one can be equal to our epic such as the Mahabharata as well as Ramayana. Mahabharata, you have been seeing the characters which is numerous in number. When you have focused on another epic, the Ramayana, no one can forget the characters of Ramayana. Whenever we think of the epic, we immediately recall that Ramayana and Mahabharata. As well as when you think of the Greek literature, definitely you people know about that Iliad as well as Odyssey. For them they do have Iliad as well as Odyssey. We people of Indian, we have the heritage of our epic, namely what is that? Mahabharata as well as Ramayana. And Sanskrit, not only from Tamil, they have been translated from various languages. We have the translation. Our culture is not related with one particular language. So here I have given the list of languages which was given a vast culture to our literature. Look at it, Sanskrit, Prakrit, Pali, Tamil, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali and many more regional languages. Regional language which plays a vital role in all the region. Every region has given the part to their culture. How they focus their culture, how they make their culture to be uplifted, how make their culture to known to the future generation. Only through the way of writing. If I want to say about my culture, how can I make it to the future generation? Definitely, I do have to write on my own. The way I am going to convey my thoughts in the form of writing, which is a platform to make the future generation to know what is in our culture. So whatever we have to make it in the form of the print, then only the future generation get to know about it. So whatever the languages we will learn and those languages to be translated into English, which helps the readers to understand what are the culture, what are the language, the genres, what are the topic, whatever the ideas which was there in the Indian writing. So followed by we have the content of classical Sanskrit, Tamil Sangam, medieval era. So classical Sanskrit. So initially we have been translated from the language of Sanskrit and followed by the Tamil Sangam and medieval of this particular period. So next we are moving towards that. You can see the genre of the epic poetry, Bhakti poetry, philosophical treatise. So we people live our life with the imbusion of that language. While you are imbuing the language along with that Bhakti poetry. When you think of Bhakti poetry, we can't eliminate the greatest writer called that Rabindranath Tagore, who is considered as the greatest person, the modern development of literary diversity, and followed by that Geetanjali poem. So Geetanjali poem is a vast collection of the Rabindranath poetry collection. He has devoted himself towards the nature, towards the God, and he surrendered towards the feet of God. So this is an excellent poem which was written by Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear, that is a knowledge oriented, giving independence touch towards the readers and give the impact of how you have to be towards the tradition and how you have to make yourself. Look at this title, where the mind is without fear. Yes, absolutely. Wherever you are going, we should have a confidence. Whenever you hold confidence, definitely you can uplift of your head. When you are uplifting your head, which makes you to uplift of your head? Definitely the knowledge. So you should have to gain your knowledge should be in a free. Look at it. They have given that knowledge should be free. So if you are giving an education towards a student, it couldn't be obtained by all the students. So we have to give the free education. That's an impact idea given by the Rabindranath Tagore. So knowledge should not be given through the money. You should have to give the education through that free. And here, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Here, the walls, it doesn't talks about the concrete walls. It talks about the walls, the barriers, which was considered for the growth as well as the development of independent India. So, what are the walls? Namely, that what you people are believing in that certain thing, namely the superstitious belief. And the people who are believing in superstitious belief, the people who believe in creed, the people who believe in that particular community. So all those bias should not be there. We people are learned people. We are an educated people. Then why we people are surrounded by the walls? One wall is considered as superstitious belief, the other wall is considered as a community, the other wall is considered as the way of your accepting. Why? You people are surrounded by all these walls. No, not at all. You should have to break all those barriers. The domestic wall should be broke in which particular thing? Through your knowledge in the main of education. So here the word comes out from the depth of truth where time is trying, stretches its arm towards perfection. So while if you are working hard, whatever the work, if you are doing with heart, definitely the outcome will be that beautiful thing. If you didn't do hard work, definitely the outcome will not become the super one. So the same thing, if you need a perfection, you have to strive in your arms, stretch your arms. Then only you can make the perfection in your work. So whatever the work you are undergoing, make yourself perfect in any particular thing. And followed by the clear stream of reason has not lost its way to the dreary desert, sand of dead habits. So we people noticingly or unnoticingly surrounded by many thoughts. Certain thoughts comes in our mind in a positive way, certain thoughts come in our mind in a negative way. So we have to have the clear idea. Just imagine if you are on the deserted place, if you pour a glass of water on that sand, it doesn't show off anything on the surface because it absorbs immediately. So it has a characteristic. Whatever whatever if you pour it, it immediately absorbs it because it's a deserted place. Your mind is also look like a deserted place. You have a knowledge, make use of your knowledge and analyze it. What is it? What is a positive thing? What is the negative thing? You should know to analyze and you should know to make the deviation of what is good as well as what is bad. So whatever comes on your way, don't put everything don't dump on yourself. You should know the clarification of what is good as well as what is bad. That's the idea only they have been given. So here he was asking that particular people, make your mind, the Father, here the word represents Father, it represents the God, the Almighty, because he not only want the people to be educated, he also need the support from the God to make our people to think that you should have to lead the way. So I am not the leader to lead the people. He asked the God to lead the people of the Indian to make towards a positive side. So what a great writer. He not only believe in freedom, he not only make the people to think themselves to pride and proud, he even motivate the even motivate the people to make themselves to be educated. Not alone that, finally he had presented a God, the Almighty, by represented the word Father. He was asking the Father to help for the future generation. So here I have given a further idea about that particular topic, and here with the conclusion he has given, it's a message of the resonate, and followed by that the next topic of Dalit literature. Yes, when you think of an Indian writing and translation, contemporarily we people are having the focus towards the Dalit literature. In every exam, you people have the questions from the Dalit literature. Dalit literature focus on the concept of that Dalit literature of the caste and here I have given what are the roots as well as the reformers followed by Bhakti poets, and what are the writers originated from Maharashtra. You people know it when you think of Maharashtra. Jyotirao Phule and Savitri Phule, who are the famous writers, were originated from Maharashtra, and definitely you people have been aware of that Panthers movement, Black Panthers movement. So that Panthers movement were originated from that Maharashtra. Here you have been seeing the different kind of languages which was translated from widespread Marathi, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Odia, Punjabi, Bengali and Sindhi, and followed by that the Dalit literature focus on that one particular concept, the Vijay Tendulkar, a famous particular work called the Kanyadan. The title, what is the meaning of Kanyadan? Okay, give away your girl child in the name of marriage to some stranger, that is called that Kanyadan. Okay, giving a hand of a marriage to someone, the baby girl to someone, that is called that Kanyadan, which was written by the greatest writer Vijay Tendulkar. With limited characters, he have made us to understood the depth of that particular Kanyadan. Kanyadan is considered as the greatest drama in Marathi. So here you could see that Brahmin girl whose name is Jyoti, followed by that she marries a man who is called that Arun Atalwa. How he has focused upon his ideas about his society and how he has been transformed from a hero towards a villain towards the end of his particular play, and followed by marriage deteriorators, and followed by the permanent separation. So here we have given an ample amount of the characters. Natavalika, who is the father of Jyoti, as well as the Jyoti who is considered as an intelligent girl, idealistic woman, and though she was trapped in the cage of caste, somehow she was managed. Such an excellent character she was holding. Whatever the torture she has been undergone in the world of caste society, she understood the path of her life. She has chosen that particular path. She knows how to make that particular path to be in a perfect way. So though we have to face the struggles, we have to overcome the obstacles, we have to face the difficulties, successfully she decided to focus all those obstacles in a great manner. So Arun Atalwa, who was considered as a Dalit writer, as well as that the person who married the heroine, here we can consider Jyoti, who is considered as the protagonist of this Kanyadan, namely Jyoti, who had been married, Arun Atalwa, who has become a victim and perpetrator of societal tension. Actually, genuinely speaking, he is a good character by birth, but the way the society makes him to become a villain towards Jyoti's life. But actually he is a humble person, but the society pressurized him because of the societal tension. And followed by Seva and Jayaprakash. So as a mother, Seva was happy about the marriage of Jyoti? Definitely not, because she knows the positive as well as the negative side of the life. So when Nath Devalika was accepting the love marriage of Jyoti with Arun, Seva wholeheartedly doesn't approve that marriage because she knows that her child is going to undergo the suffering in the house of Arun. But though whatever she is trying to convey to Jyoti, Jyoti is not ready to listen to the voice of her mother. Somehow she couldn't help, and followed by that Jayaprakash, who is considered as a brother, was always supportive towards her brother. At the same moment, he couldn't help in Jyoti's life because the decision was made by Jyoti. So here we have that beautiful thing, the deep-rooted casteism, political failure. So though Nath Devalika was considered as a politically successful person, but he has been failed in his thought in the life of Jyoti. So here marriage is considered as a powerful metaphor, acted as a social experiment, and then inherent limitations, gender oppression. So here you have been seen it only because as a woman, Jyoti was undergoing so much of torture in her life. How she was getting off from the torture, that's only issue discussed. So here you have got the critical description. controversy, praise and academic discourse. Kalyalam became a staple in academic discourse, caste, gender and broader Indian society. So definitely Kanyalan is considered as the greatest play which was written by that Marathi writer called Vijay Tendulkar, and this was the first play which was translated from Marathi to English. Because of this particular uniqueness, the character sketch and the limited number of characters, how they enrolled themselves in this particular point, which makes them to believe in this particular play as an unremovable from Dalit literature. And here comes an unavoidable topic of Indian writing and translation. The title itself you have been known, Chemmeen. The Chemmeen, which was considered as a novel written by Thakali Shivashankar Pillai in Malayalam, and which was considered as a beautiful play, translates to shrimp. We used to say that prawn, right? So Chemmeen is translated from the shrimp in Malayalam, and here you have seen the beautiful colorful picture of the coastal village life. So when you think of Chemmeen, the title itself makes us to shift to the place called that coastal area. So coastal people have their own way of life, living along with nature. Yes, definitely. Who's there? One among the person, definitely Kadalamma, namely the sea. The sea is considered as their own life because their mother, their father, their brother, their sister, whomever the personification you want to give, you can give it to the person called that, namely the Kadalamma. So here, Thakali Shivashankar Pillai has given that idea that coastal village life, how the people are dedicated themselves towards the coastal life. So here you have given that limited number of characters, and myth of chastity is the myth and the theme we are going to focus. Myth of chastity, fidelity of importance, consequence of infidelity, theme explored. So the novel, the central novel focus on the belief. So what is the myth of chastity? So when you think of Chemmeen, definitely you should have to remember another word that is called that chastity. So in those days, the people who was living along the coastal area, the fisherman as well as the fisher family believed that in a family who's having a husband and wife, if the husband is going towards the coastal area, if the husband is going to the sea to fetch the fish, and the mother, namely the wife, was standing on the seashore waiting for the arrival of the husband. The moment whenever he enters, she starts to pray to Kadalamma to bring him back towards life. So whenever she is offering the prayer towards a god, definitely which was considered as a myth of chastity. So they have a belief, the chastity, they have the belief of chastity. If you are considered as the purest person, whatever the danger he focus, if he has made a statement towards Kadalamma, with all the prayers of my wife, please save me from this particular danger, they believed it in an absurd manner, they would be saved. So this was the consequence. They have been listed, myth of chastity, and followed by you have the characters. So Karathamma, Parikutti, Palani, Chembangunju. So here we have the colorful characters, Chemmeen. When you think of Chemmeen, we couldn't forget the fatherly figure of Karathamma, namely Chembangunju, is driven by relentless ambition and greed. So this man is known for his greed. That greed make a debt towards the life of the unfortunate girl called that, namely Karathamma. So when you think of Karathamma, her life was not totally happy. At the same time, she was also led her life like a boat upon the sea. So how it was like in a wavering condition. So she couldn't be happy, she couldn't be sad. At the same moment, she was leading her life in a midway. So here you have seen it, Parikutti, who's a lover as well as a person who admiringly loved the girl called that Karathamma. So Karathamma also liked him a lot from childhood days onwards, but the time she get to know about that the mother, the name of chastity, she undergone the realization of something. So all this thing point together, predicted over in the Chemmeen. So here Palani, you have seen it as an old man, and you have known it as that the Palani was considered as a person how he has been overcome all those particular things. So together we are going to know all the topics of Indian writing and translation. I hope you understood the topics of prose, poetry, followed by drama and novel. Thank you everyone. If you do have doubt, you can put it in the comment. Thank you all.